Hello everyone. Welcome to San Angelo Comic Con 2020. My name is Ricco Fajardo. You might know me best from shows like My Hero Academia, where I portray Mirio Togata.
Hi.
My name is Eric Vale. I don't have as much of a stage presence as my friend Rico here. I play characters such as Trunks in Dragon Ball, and Shigaraki in My Hero, and Yuki in Fruits Basket, and others.
Capital O.
Capital O. It's actually a singular character.
Named others.
And
Hello, my name is Luci Christian, and I'm not Scottish. I am also here today, and which is great. This is my first time out in ye old pandemic, and so I feel like yes, we are all. Yes.
We're a mask. We're ready.
Wear a mask, you guys. And yeah, I've been in lots of things, but probably you were thinking of Ochaco and My Hero, and 300.
The
other
movie?
things.
oh gosh.
The movie?
I thought you meant 300 the movie.
I love that you thought I was in 300 the movie.
Immediately my brain started going through the Rolodex of all the characters. I'm like, wait, where's she?
She's Gerard Butler.
She's Gerard.
One of the dancers.
played
in the-
Oh, the sexy fire
Or,
dance.
yeah, maybe I'm on one of the elephants at one point. And just, I don't know.
Oh, you're the muse. You're the muse.
Y'all know that movie really well.
You don't remember?
I saw it in
I
the
remember.
theaters.
I saw it in the
once.
IMAX, and those men and pecs and all were
Yes.
like tall and huge and stretched out, and
You loved it. You
Eric
loved it.
Vale was like, "It was great."
Tall and huge and stretched out.
Wow.
I'm taking notes. I gotta be tall,
Oh, huge.
stretched out.
Stretched out.
I'll help you. You're better now. Now you're hotter.
That'll never happen.
This
I've
is-
reached my peak hot.
We're having a panel.
Now you're all stretched out.
Are we live?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
This is being recorded and it will be disseminated to the public later.
Fun.
That's right.
You should leave all of this
so-
content in.
So,
yes.
so this can be edited and we can edit all farts out.
Like this
Are
one.
you? Yeah.
We can also
You'll never need to edit.
Yeah, you just gotta see it kind of clip away.
You will put it in there.
put a fart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just go, oh, God.
Good. I like it. Give me 20 minutes and you won't have to pretend.
No.
Mexican food.
That's right.
It's true. Carnitas. They're brewing.
We have some questions from nobody. And those questions are for Lucy. And the first question is, why are you like this?
This is italicized.
Yeah. Why are you like this?
It's got so much attached to it.
What happened?
Wow.
Let's do a psychological deep dive.
So much. So much. 20 years in an anime industry.
Yeah.
That's the answer. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the answer. Succinct questions,
Yeah.
succinct
It's
answer.
true.
So we're like body swapping?
What is anime?
Body swapping.
I've
That's
heard
an
of this
existential
before.
question.
So body swapping another actor or taking their career?
Or
Like taking their
role.
career.
So first one is anime role that
Yeah,
you want to
first one is
voice.
role.
Oh, so anime role. Okay.
And then you can body swap. Gerard Butler.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm okay. I don't want to be party to those has fallen movies.
Oh, there's so many. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gerard.
Again,
It's true.
Mr. President. There
I
you
take Kate Blanchett.
go. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna take her career?
I will take her career.
Oh, are we taking whole careers?
Yeah,
Taking the career.
let's answer that first. That's fine.
Also Kate Winslet.
You can only have one.
Dang
I want Kate Winslet.
it.
No, okay. God, it would, you know who? Okay, you know who I would want? Who I would want is, oh gosh, and only for one reason. The guy who starred in the original Cape Fear.
Nick Nolte?
No, the original.
Oh, the original.
The original. Gosh,
Here, I'll look it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do it?
I'll do
Okay.
it. I'll do it. Come back to me. Come back to me.
I first thought of the movie Inception and how the only time I've ever been jealous of an actor, only time in my life, I promise you, green with envy, was when the room started to rotate in Inception and Joseph Gordon-Levitt got to do a rotating room fight scene. I leapt up out of, I like had to sit myself back down and I went, oh, like I was like, I want that. Like never in my life, I'm a total believer in that, you know, we all have our own paths, we're doing our own thing, but that, I was like, that could have been me. I could do that. And like rarely have I, but I don't want his career. I would like to, if I had to body swap and try out some really cool acting moments. Man, Daniel Day-Lewis has had some incredible roles.
Yes, he has.
And I would like to just sit, I want to be in that body and feel what it's like. No, don't bring it there.
I think that didn't sound sexual. It sounded serial killer.
Yeah. Which we were just talking
cut
about.
his skin off and wear it as a suit.
Stretch it. I want to be tall and big and stretch. No, but
Lucy's got some things upstairs.
I would like to, I've seen him in so many movies where I thought he just gets to these beautiful, so many moments in film where he's got to just like sit and just be in these just beautiful moments, man. So many. Anyway.
It's Robert Mitchum. And the only reason I would want Robert Mitchum's career, and I believe it was him, I may be wrong on this, but in the 70s, right? Schlitz Beer was doing a commercial. Have you heard this? And they came to him and they asked him, would he be the spokesperson for Schlitz Beer? And he said to his agent, he didn't want to do it, so he told his agent, yeah, sure, I'll do it for $1 million a word. So they paid him $2 million to say Schlitz Beer. That's it.
Wow.
That's the career I want. I want to be able to command $1 million a word.
That's crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I used to be like Geico. You could, you
Yeah.
think about it, and then they have like usage on it. Do they use it forever? I don't know.
Oh,
I'll be your agent.
no, he made the Geico. He made more money than anybody until he ruined it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you-
Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, that's Affleck. I can't do. I'm not doing. But yes.
Okay.
But right?
So who's the
How
Geico?
do you
So the
say that?
Geico Gecko. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, the gecko.
Okay. Yeah. What did he do?
Yeah.
I forget exactly what it was, but it was after some huge tragedy, probably some shooting, where he made a really off-color, crappy joke, and I can't even remember what it was. And they fired him immediately. And I auditioned for the recast.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh
That's so
yeah.
fun.
But so did America, because they opened.
Yeah,
it up
I was
to
gonna
the
say, what
entire
the-
country, man.
They
They're
were
like,
like-
we want somebody who just does this same thing that we can pay a fraction to. So.
So
I went
let
with the
that be
gecko.
a
I went with
lesson.
the animated gecko.
Let
I
that
guess
be a
so.
lesson.
Right. Oh, and so the anime.
No, like don't
Right.
say dumb things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge for me. But-
Aw.
Well, not dumb. I guess it's fine to say dumb things, but like, still got something nice to say. Don't say it at all. Is that the expression?
Oh, I think that expression.
Oh,
is stupid.
okay, yeah, that from your way. I'll find one. Give me a chance to meditate.
Alright, that's fine.
I'll find one of them.
And now we've got to answer the anime.
Yes.
character.
What is an anime you would want to be in? I like the. I mean, there are so many cool new ones, but I have a real fondness for I just got to do one that's super retro, and it looks so fun, and the colors are so different. The mouth flaps are bananas, and there's not even a pretense of trying to hit them. And so I would like to go back and do some old ones, more old ones.
Yeah.
If I could have been in the original Cowboy Bebop, that would have been rad.
See, I thought that.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with Samurai Champloo. And
Uh,
I would like to take a swing at like Mugen. There's some really sweet stuff with that character. Yeah, I don't know why. This is one of my favorite animes, and I always thought he's badass. That's it. Easy.
I would just have to go right back into my childhood. Something Robotech or Voltron. Or, like the original Battle of the Planets. when it was like super Americanized back in the 70s. That would have probably been it. Yeah.
Yes. We did the
That Gatchaman, right?
the redub of all the Gotchamons, and it's that same idea where you're just like, look at them, and it's so fun.
So cool.
If we were all Transformers, which one would we be?
Ooh, the tape recorder.
You want to be freaking Soundwave?
Yeah, Soundwave.
Remember how Soundwave went from being like, he was like an 8-track, and then he turned into a cassette, and then he turned into a CD, and as technology got better, Soundwave's just in the cloud now.
Right. You don't even have to see it. I would like to see it.
Please input your iTunes password. When did I get into? I guess I used to watch it as a kid.
Yeah.
So when I'm assuming maybe that's what you mean. Someone's gonna venture a guess and say at about 12 years old, my brothers brought home a cassette tape of Akira, and I hadn't really watched much anime up until that point. I think I'd seen some Dragon Ball, maybe like a little bit of like Sailor Moon, which my cousins liked, and I was like, why is there only one dude whose name is, he throws a rose? I didn't get all that, but the first formal anime was Akira, and my brothers were like, don't watch it, you're not allowed to watch it, it's rated R. There's some hardcore stuff that happens in there. And I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. And I slept in my top bunk like this, but then the second, like they thought I was asleep. I'm like, and I watched the whole thing, and all I can remember is that sequence where all of them are rushing across the bridge, the protesters, and they get like lasered apart, and gouts of blood are just. I was like, wow! And that was that to me, you guys, that was my first touch, like on how I got into anime, because like, what is this art form? What is all of this stuff? There are these themes that I don't get. My 12-year-old brain just cannot comprehend, but I need more. Yeah. That's it. That was the moment. Inception right there. How about you?
Yeah, it was still in the 70s. When I was 4, my parents would drop me off at daycare or preschool or whatever it was, and they would put me in front of this big old tube wooden television with the dial knob, and we would watch Battle of the Planets and what else? Star Blazers.
Star Blazers.
So, and that's all I remember preschool being, was watching those two shows in front of that big ass TV. And after that, I kept watching it. I watched it all the way up into college, where I had these weird experiences where I went to Southwest Texas State in San Marcos, and we would go to this dude's house out of town, like right on the outside of town. He had this house, and they had all this bootleg anime that was all in Japanese with no subtitles at all.
Yeah.
And we would just go out
guessing
there
at what the hell's happening
all weekend long and watch these old VHS tapes of this stuff bootlegged out of Japan, and we didn't know what was happening. That was kind of formative too.
Dude.
What about you?
I could not have told you what anime was. I thought that it was, frankly, hentai. I thought that that's what anime was. Because that's
like all of it?
Well, I didn't know, because
You were half right. I'm kidding.
I was partially right, because in college, in like one of the back rooms, the dudes would be watching some tentacle show.
Yeah.
And we would pass by the door to go, Anyway, so when I was out of grad school and moved to Houston, and my agent called me and said, hey, you have an anime audition house here, ADV Films wants you to read. I was like, Sharon.
I will not be.
It is happening. Yes. But then I went, obviously. I went, and I thought I was horrible, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to look. And they had me back, and I was like, that's so nice of you. I'm really bad at this. And then I booked a lead and went home and literally used dial-up internet to go, what is anime? And that was it. Like, I spent the next 3 or 4 hours tooling around the internet. I made it to Anime News Network, which has been around forever. And I was like, oh crap, they're gonna watch and review our shows. They're going to review whatever I do in this thing. And that was,
Got skin in the game now.
20 years ago, almost-ish. So it has worked out. But that's how I got into it. And I could not have seen this in a million years.
So the only thing you'd ever seen was just, or at least passively, was tentacle shows?
I am sure I had seen, like I knew what
That's what
Speed
she
Racer.
said.
I know.
Passively.
I knew what Speed Racer was. I knew all of these things. But I would not have been like, that is anime. I would have been like, oh look, that's a cartoon.
A cartoon, yeah.
It's just one of all these
Okay.
different cartoons I know. But yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know.
I didn't know.
You do now.
And now I know. Now I
What an
really know.
education. Thank you for the question. Poorly.
You don't. You don't. Oh, how do I do? Why do you go to me?
Why'd you think that went straight to you?
Why write to me? Like, let's go to the most rejected person in the room. Eric?
No.
I don't know. I've never had to deal with it.
Yeah.
Eric, your turn.
Eric.
This is true.
No, that's totally a lie.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like dealing with rejection is difficult. I will say, this is not untrue, that of all the women who I asked out, and this is not a joke, about half of them laughed me off. Like, hey, will you go out with me? Oh, no. Yeah. A lot of my life was that. Now,
No.
as long as that happens to you a lot, being rejected as an actor is easy. Easy. Somebody's like, I didn't like you in that role. I'm like, I don't care. You know,
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
fine, whatever, you don't like me, that's great. Or you're not going to get that role, or you're a terrible actor, or all these things. Like, eventually it all just blurs together as one big rejection.
Yeah.
And you just got to get used to it.
Lucy, but like, don't you think that the girls that he was asking out thought Eric was maybe funny, and so they were laughing? Is like my thought. Like he said, like, "Are you gonna go out with me?" And then they were like, "Ha ha! Oh,
You're so cute.
you're so cute." But then they said no.
So
I'm sorry.
let's just say, okay, now let me prove.
You looked at me with such honest eyes. It made me sad.
Because I'm gonna prove to you, I'm gonna prove Rico's ignorance.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I'm
here
ready.
Here we go.
Okay.
How many times have you been turned down?
So many. Like you mean like in life or by romantic interest?
By
Okay.
romantic interest. How many times?
Oh gosh.
How many times that you've approached someone
Yeah.
and asked that person out on a date, have they said no?
Oh. Well, like even a date? Maybe like I would say a handful.
See, it's a difference between a handful of rejection and boats. Boats of rejection. It was boatloads of rejection.
They did not know. Those girls did not know.
They had a pretty good idea.
They weren't misinformed.
Like honestly, I'm happily married now, and I judge my wife every day for saying yes. I'm like, I'm not sure you made the right call for you.
I like to imagine her sweetly waking up and you're just kind of mugging her like,
Like,
What is
what are you doing?
what are you?
You
doing with your
disgust
life?
me.
You I was going to put in my 2 cents on rejection. I used to do sales for a long time.
Oh.
I sold everything, you guys. I sold cars, I sold knives, I sold houses, I sold like car parts, I sold everything. Sold myself. No,
Yeah.
Well, that's acting.
That
Sold
is.
myself.
Yes.
But the one thing that I learned from that was that even the best, there's a statistic in sales, is that 25% of the time you will succeed. But that's only if you're giving 100% every time. So like even the best salesperson will only win a quarter of the time. But that means you're swinging for the fences every time. That statistic alone kept me always sort of like, especially with auditions, the same kind of deal. It builds a resiliency where I'm like, cool, one more closer to the thing.
Right.
You know, so I mean, that was how I deal with rejection now. Is it's like, cool, well, I gave 100%, and gosh, I can't tell you how many times in regards to acting where I just got a call from someone recently who was like, hey, we auditioned you a couple years ago for a thing that we said no on, and we were wondering if you're available. So, yeah, just.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I think I have managed to stay in this business for a long time without going cuckoo. You have to kind of divorce yourself from the outcome. And that's, I think, hard to do when you're first starting out for real. And you just have to decide that the opportunity is what you have control over, and you give it your best shot, you do your best. The most you can hope for is that they remember you fondly.
Yeah.
And fill your life with other things so you're not thinking about that when you leave. Like, that is what I've done. I've never done just one thing. And in fact, it took me a long time to let go of my day job because I was so like, no, I think being busy and having a lot of different pokers in the fire actually helps me be more successful.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting around going, do I have enough acting jobs to make
Are they gonna
my
call?
mortgage this month? You know what I mean? So it took me a long time to let that go. But I do think you just have to kind of understand that rejection is the name of the game. You're gonna get rejected more than you are gonna get hired.
Yeah.
And but hopefully they like you enough to have you back when it's right. And there's something for you.
Yeah, and what you said about salespeople and 25%. If you're making 25% of the sales, right?
Yeah, you're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're rock star. Yeah.
What I learned when I was in acting school or in college, and then with my first agent, and heard it a whole lot of other places, is that it's if you book 10% of the auditions that you go out on, then you're considered a working actor, right? But you've got to book 10%. That means that 90% of the time you're dealing with rejection or failure. So if you're not if you don't get used to that quickly, you're going to be in your head all the time, and that's a terrible place to be.
It's
At least
awful.
it is in my head.
Well,
It's
you guys,
awful.
Yeah.
you guys did you do? I know you do theater.
Yeah.
Did you do theater?
I did. I haven't done it in a long time.
But that feeling of the cast list. Sorry.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
That cracks me up.
Yeah. Where you're like, so did I get cast? And you run over to the cast.
Yeah, the casting board.
Yeah.
In undergrad, it was always I went to UC Irvine, and I'd be eating lunch, and then coming on up like, hey, Eric, did you see the cast list?
Oh.
Did you see it though? And
Yeah.
everyone's looking at you. They're like,
No, I didn't.
no, I didn't. You should go look.
Right. It was
Like,
so
just tell me, you
nerve-wracking.
idiot.
So nerve-wracking. God.
And then look, you're ensemble 4 with me. And you're like, I didn't want that. I don't even like you. But now you can, because we have time together.
But now do you hear?
We're gonna do anything goes and gently. Anything goes.
But now on Twitter, I do see every now and then that people will be like, I'm auditioning, but I haven't heard anything, and what do you? And that's where I'm so glad there wasn't those things when we were young, because all of my neuroses, you're gonna have those. But frankly, they're better in your house, behind your door, with your roommate and your friend.
Yeah, get that out there.
Not out there.
No.
Not out there where
No.
people who are hiring you can see it.
No.
I just think that's hard for younger people today, coming up in that.
Oh, sure. And I think social media definitely amplifies that a bit. Anyway,
It does.
just a little bit. But
Social.
Like, remember
It's
the
just
days
one big
when you would
online
be like,
cast.
I didn't get it. You would just go and cry.
Laments,
and talk to your
lamentations.
friend, and
Yep.
they'd be like, I don't know what they're missing.
God.
That show is gonna suck.
And then you go to opening night, you're like, God, I wouldn't have
Hate
done it
her.
like that.
Right.
That's the wrong way to do it.
But nobody ever
Idiot.
knew you felt that way, you know?
Right.
What did you do with those feelings? But just feel them.
Yeah.
You just had to feel them.
You internalize them so that you can store them and use them in your performances later that you do get cast in.
You see, this is rage I saved up when Eric beat me for this other role.
Totally.
It is brilliant.
Yes.
Like,
Some
just
method.
store the rage.
Store the rage.
Store the rage.
That's our advice to you.
And you only let it out
Store the rage.
when you're acting or behind the wheel of a car.
That's gotta be the most unhealthy thing we can say. Store the rage.
Store the rage, swallow it deep down inside, and put it into a dark box that you'll never open. It'll be fine
It'll be fine.
Until it crystallizes.
until it crystallizes into like what, coal or a diamond.
A diamond.
Unbreakable.
Yeah. Unbreakable. Do you?
Or we can all pretend like the feed froze. Okay.
Now what you thinking here?
Oh!
The timing.
Yeah.
That was like our own little mirror exercise.
That's
you know?
right. We're pretty good actors.
I mean, not to
took
toot our
Hannah
horn,
away.
but
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What you got? Any more?
Do you know the ones I always like though are the ones where it's like, Lucy, how do you like working with Eric?
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
I've never worked with Eric.
This is the most working
That we've actually
that we do
experienced?
together.
Right. Our voices are put together a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But
A lot.
a lot.
I know.
But we're never, none of us are ever in the booth at the same time.
And I don't know. I wouldn't know what it's like to work with you guys.
I know.
Well,
You know,
when I hear
I'd
your
like
voice,
to.
when I hear you first, that's cool. But then
it's-
you're already there.
But it's different. It's
Yeah.
different. I mean, you know what? It's the difference between like being on camera or on stage, where like if somebody's already recorded before you, that's built-in timing. But when you're working with the other actor, it's finding rhythms.
We're falling out of the plane together.
Yeah,
the other
exactly.
one's like, I see where Eric went, and now I'm
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
adapt
That's
to
right,
that.
that's where I
Yes.
fit
Yeah,
in.
it's a lot easier. But
That would be fun. Wouldn't that be cool if we had like super infinite budget and we could be like dubbing off the, I don't know, same. That'd take a lot of coordination, but like be able to look at
no,
each
it just
other.
take really good actors.
That's hard.
We've
That's
got-
hard.
I'm flipping my
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
a little bit.
Do you have any other like really crazy?
Super cringy.
What's another weird, yeah,
Esther?
crazy, awkward, strange?
You've never had anybody ask like personal stuff, like when they get
Tons.
there?
Tons.
Hey, when I hit puberty, it's gonna be weird, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I've had people
Yeah, it's
ask
weird.
Yeah, weird questions like that.
Yeah, it is going to be weird when you hit puberty. That's,
Mm-hmm.
You're very intuitive.
I started doing a panel where it's just bad advice. So
Example.
people ask my advice.
Eric,
Anything.
what would you do if you had to invest money in like a nice stock?
Okay, so if I had to invest money in a nice stock, like
What do you do?
you
Yeah.
have to find the stock, right?
Yeah.
So there's this guy who I know. His name is Shady Jim, right?
Okay.
And he usually pokes his head out of the bar around 2:33 in the morning. So if you're standing there, I would give my money to him because he talks a lot about stocks.
Like cash?
I'm not sure,
yeah.
but that's what I would do with my money. Shady
Okay.
Jim outside the bar at 2:30 a.m.
Nice.
Okay.
That sounds.
That is
shitty.
bad advice.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
bad.
terrible advice. The best is when it gets like there have been times where people would be like, so she and I are getting married and we're planning on getting married in January. Where do you think we should get married? Like what venue, what location? And I'm like, I think you should split up. I think she's too good for you.
Yeah. For you to be asking me?
And that was always
no.
really good advice.
Yeah.
So I like
That's
giving bad advice. Especially
don't
to
like
Rico.
it. I don't like it when, I mean, I understand why, but whenever people ask about the shows that you don't like or that you hated or whatever, because you know the moment you ever decide to let out the name of a show, somebody's gonna come up to you after that panel and go, what's my favorite show?
No,
And so I will never, I'm like, I'll never answer it.
Oh, I have no problem with that. I have none at all. So like, well, you're allowed your opinion. Sorry. Like today, I'm sitting in front of the banners that are behind us. The most prominently displayed character on my banner is a character I don't know. I have no idea who that
Are you
character
joking?
is. No, I'm not.
What?
I have no clue who that character
I
is.
can't wait to go
I'm
on.
Not at all.
That's my
You know what I'm
favorite
talking about?
character, Aaron. That's
That's what
my
I'm saying.
favorite.
Like I don't like we stood there for about 10 minutes. Everyone, even the people in line were like, none of us know who that is. And I'm like, I don't either. I'm assuming
I think-
it's a character I've played, but I just don't have any memory of this.
That was Gandalf. Very good. No memory.
I know, I'll show you. It's hilarious.
I didn't think of that, but since we designed the flyers, I should start doing that.
Doing
Just
what?
putting
Put a random.
sneaky characters that we
Just like
Absolutely
Batman.
should.
That's hilarious.
From like
Animated
15
on the
years.
dub.
Yes.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
some random character up there. That's what I thought happened. I'm
that's
like, I
fun.
think I'm being messed with. because nobody knows who this character is.
But like, fade it into the background.
Yeah.
All like Superman just in the background. Like,
Yeah.
wait,
What's that?
what is that? Don't worry about that. Okay. That's fun. I can't wait to see. I want to look.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you now.
Who the hell is this guy?
Not a clue.
Alright, how are we good?
All right. So thank you guys for joining our impromptu-ish panel. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed hanging out with these two people who I've actually never worked with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but would like to someday.
Yeah.
My name is Eric Vale, and goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
And your
See
names
ya.
are?
Lucy.
Okay, and where can people find you guys? Your name?
Ricco Fajardo.
And where can people find you online?
I am Lucy Loves Mike on Twitter and Instagram and LuciChristian.com.
Ricco Fajardo, just my name, on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I play video games.
And I'm Eric Vale, either at Eric Vale or Eric Vale Rocks. So,
Because he does.
yeah.